Welcome, my name's Ross Clark, the Mindful Coach, and today we're just going to have a little micro course on the power of mindfulness. The power of mindfulness gets its power not from something outside of us, it's just natural attributes that we all have. We have the ability to pay attention, we have the ability to have an intention, and then we have the ability to do something. We have volition. So just to contrast attention, intention, and volition, to show us what unmindfulness is. Unmindfulness is basically it's uninterested. So it might sound like I don't know, I don't care, just that attitude, don't know, don't care. When we look a little bit closer, we see that the attention is low. There isn't a lot of attention being paid whatever the subject matter is. Could be to something that somebody is saying to us or a project that we're doing. The intention then is not informed very well because the attention is low, so the intention is unclear, and often what happens, we just end up in a loop. And this is particularly true for anxiety. We just kind of feel there's something wrong and not so sure what we can do about it, and it just builds and escalates. But and this is the point of action, if we would take an action, and then we can do something about it. So typically in this loop here, we have attention, which is low, intention, which is unclear, and just the habit energy that we have developed over the years. In contrast, mindfulness is interested. So in its simplest terms, my definition for mindfulness is moment to moment interest. Just that bare interest, just moment to moment. I wonder. That's sort of a posture, mental posture towards it. It has that quality of knowing and caring. There's something here and I'm interested in knowing about it and I care. So that is the difference between attention, which is full, intention, which is clear, and action, which is specific. So when we look at this a little bit closer, we can see that attention is the bottom left-hand side of the mindfulness triangle. Now, attention is knowing, and typically it's knowing our thoughts and feelings. So knowing the type of thoughts that we're thinking, not necessarily judging them or getting upset about them, and noticing and knowing the feelings that are in the body. So when we do this in an objective way, we'll say when we're dealing with anxiety, because fear is the underlying emotion that gives rise to so many of our driven behaviors, we can just note there is fear. There is fear. We have now acknowledged that there is fear. We've recognized it. The next step, and these are more or less interchangeable, it's not that they are so progressive one after another. The intention, the mindful intention is we make a choice. So we choose something to do about it. We choose our posture, our attitude towards what's happened. So we've recognized that there is fear, and now we are going to have an intention around that fear. So that's where we use phrases of intention. Phrases of intention are just recognizing that there is something that we can do about it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to own that this is my fear, just so we can bring it back home and we can work with it and not be blaming other people and things for this anxiety that we're feeling. The third process, which is really quite important, is that we have volition. Now, volition is taking a specific action. So if, as was stated earlier, if we just stay in this part here, attention, intention, and we just fall back into our old habits, nothing much is going to change. But if we come to mindfulness, we pay full attention, we have intention, which is clear, and that's going to promote an action. Now that action is going to be what starts to change the synapse connections in the brain. This is very, very important. So to facilitate changing our anxiety, working with this fear, recognizing this fear, having an intention that this is my fear, meaning that I own it, I can do something about it, and then taking an action as simple as, may I breathe in gently. That is an act of caring, and it is a powerful intention to help over time, and this does take time, to help to reduce the amount of anxiety or fear we have around the specific situation or thought or memory. So I just wanted to thank you for your interest in this little micro course. Again, it is how to deal with anxiety, and just to look at the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a power. It's a power that we can all cultivate because we all have these mental qualities, the quality of attention, intention, and volition. So it's just working with what we already have. So once again, thank you for your interest.